I have 28 of them. So on my paper, I'm going to have 28 chocolate chips. So I have my head, I have my body. Then I'm going to need to make ears. So we're going to cut one of these in half to make the ears. So make sure you have a not sharp knife or something to cut. If you're using paper, you can use scissors. You're going to try to cut it in half. And those are going to be the ears. And if yours are dough, you can pinch them and they will squeeze right in and they'll fit right into your bunny. So the next thing we need to do is make our arms and legs. So you're going to have to cut this into fourths. So you're going to cut it into half once and then half again. And again, yours should be doughy so you can squeeze it in and make sure it fits on the little bunny rabbit here. And then you're going to take your chocolate chips and you get to decorate it. And when you bake it, it'll melt in there and it will taste really good. So I'm not going to use all my chips, just to kind of show you. And people put it in the ears to make the pink part of the ears. Might want to give it a belly button. You do not have to use all your chocolate chips, but you need to remember how many total chocolate chips you had and how many you used, because you're going to have some fractions. Now, before you bake this on your sheet, you'll have to sketch your bunny. Okay, and so when you sketch your bunny, you can use the drawing tools on Google Drive if you need to. Remember how you click draw and you can try and draw it. Or you can sketch it and take a picture of it and insert the picture. But you're going to draw this and you're going to sketch all of this before you put it in. Your mom or your dad or your aunt or your uncle or your grandma, whomever you're with, can bake it until it's brown and they'll know when it's done. It takes about 10-15 minutes at the most. Okay? And then after you bake it, you can eat it. I wouldn't eat the whole thing, but you can have whatever. It's a cute little snack to have, and it's pretty yummy. And I would love it if you took a picture of it, of your bunny, and I'll make a slideshow, because usually that's what we'd do if we were in class. So on the bottom of your fraction bunny paper, you're going to see where they want you to write the problem. Well, you had 1 whole plus 1 whole plus 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1, hard to do one-handed, 1/4 plus 1/4. So if we add this together, that's 1 whole. Put this together, that's 1 whole. And then if we put these together, that's 1 whole. So when we add these together, you still have 4 whole biscuits. They're just put in different, a different arrangement. So when you do fractions, boys and girls, you're always dealing with the whole. Your whole this time was a biscuit or a circle or a piece of dough, or in my case, some rolls. So when this is all baked and everything on your fraction bunny paper, on the back after you sketch it, you have to tell me the fraction of chocolate chips you used on each part of the bunny. So for example, I had 28, I said. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 28ths are on my face. Now, whenever you deal with fractions, the bottom number is the total. So if we're dealing with a set, like we are with chocolate chips, the denominator is always on the bottom, and that will be 26 in my case. Okay, or 28. And so that's the total number of chips. That's the bottom. And we've done that a little bit with Smarties and that kind of stuff. So 28 is my bottom because that's how many total chips I had. So for my head, I use 6. So the fraction would be 6/28. Now your parents are going to go, oh, we could reduce that, but we're not worried about that right now. Today we're worried about parts and wholes. So the whole amount of chocolate chips you had was 26 or 28, and the part I used for the head was 6. So 6/28 is the fraction I used for my head. So this is just kind of a fun way to learn fractions. Whenever you're making cookies or baking cookies, or any pie or anything, we use fractions. We use fractions to make them. We use fractions when we eat them. Very rarely do you put a whole cookie in your mouth. You eat maybe a half or a quarter. So I want you to be thinking about fractions whenever you eat or bake or think, because like you could not shove this whole thing in your mouth. Well, you could, but it would be gross. So you're going to eat a fraction. I would guess maybe a fourth. I may have to split this and make it into halves again. That would make these into eighths. So I want you to be thinking, fractions are everywhere. You've been doing fractions your whole life. And then when we start talking about them, you're like, I don't know what a fraction is. But you do, because you've been doing them forever. So I hope you enjoy your bunny biscuit. And I will go over your sheet on the video. If you should watch that first. If you watch that first, you'll know what to do with your bunny fraction sheet. Okay?